How Tinubu government almost distributed fake fertilizers to farmers as palliatives under fraudulent CBN program. Sources speak. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post hot juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. Sources told Sahara reporters that the TAK under Eto, who was the president of the Fertilizer Producers and Suppliers Association of Nigeria, FEPSAN, was paid for fake purchases. The Anchor Borrowers Program under the finance development of the Central Bank of Nigeria is dogged by corruption, sources told Sahara reporters. Sources told Sahara reporters now the finance department of the CBN under its former director Yusuf Philip Gila gave contracts to cronies and paid for fake purchases under the program. Also, the chairman of TAK Agro Group, Thomas Eto, was accused of benefiting from the fraud and diverting proceeds from the sale of fertilizer under the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative (PFI) in connivance with others. PFI was introduced during the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2016 to boost domestic production of NPK fertilizer, a viral multi-nutrient mix containing nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Before the PFI, Nigeria heavily relied on imported fertilizer, which meant that farmers bought it at a high cost, and while it also burdened the national economy. Under the PFI, the new required raw materials for NPK fertilizer included locally sourced urea and limestone granules, as well as imported phosphate from Morocco and potash from Europe, are to be procured at reduced rates and made available to private blending firms responsible for manufacturing the final product. However, sources said TAK, a major player in Nigeria NPK's fertilizer industry, operating multiple blending plants across the country, produced substandard fertilizer for farmers. In 2022, Singapore-based chemical and fertilizer major Indorama acquired a 51% stake at TAC Agro and Chemicals. With this deal, Indorama gains direct access to the NPK fertilizer market in Nigeria. But Sahara reporters learned that the management of a foreign company was shocked by the rot in the indigenous company. Indorama was not totally new to the system. It had been supplying urea to support the PFI and private blenders since 2017. With the acquisition of TAK, Indorama and was able to sell NPK fertilizers directly to Nigerian farmers. Sources told Sahara reporters that TAK under Etu, who was also the president of the Fertilizer Producers and Suppliers Association of Nigeria, FEPSAN, was paid for fake purchases. The CBN Development Finance Department under Yusuf Yila gave contracts to cronies they will buy fertilizers, and Thomas Eto was the owner of TAK, so they were paid for fake purchases. When Tinubu won the presidential election and became the president, they wrote to him to let them share the excess fertilizer, but the governor said no. We will not let you share the fertilizers. The central bank under Folashodun Shinobi, being part of the game, quickly approached the president to use the fertilizer with TAK for palliative. The president approved it, but the governors rejected it because they knew that the fertilizer did not exist. By the time Indorama took over TAK, they realized the deal. They have been struggling to sell substandard NPK, one of the sources said. Thomas Eto sold his TAK to Indorama and ran away. Now the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Department of State Services have told the CBN to sell the fertilizer, and they know it does not exist, another source said. A letter obtained by Sahara reporters titled Request for Allocation of Central Bank of Nigeria CBN fertilizer stock shows the details of how the Apex Bank offered to sell the bag of NPK 15-15-15 for 24,000 naira, a bag of NPK 27-13-13 for 22,500, a bag of NPK 12 2010-10 for 22,350 naira, a bag of urea for 21,000 naira, and a bag of SSP for 23,000 naira. In June 2023, according to a petition sent by Sahara reporters, not less than 300 billion naira had been siphoned from the PFR between 2017 and 2020. Since the PFI was established by the government to provide quality fertilizers to farmers across Nigeria at low rates and to aid agricultural production, harvest and provision of food security for the country, it proposed that fertilizers would be locally blended at 5,000 naira per bag and sold out to farmers at 5,500 per bag. Local blenders were provided funds from the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority without any investment or collateral, and they were to import raw materials from Morocco under NAIC. In the petition, it was alleged that the TAK Agro headed by Etu and its cohorts connived with NAIC and loaded raw materials of 27 to 28 tons instead of 30 tons and diverted the difference for their private use and sold them to other blending plants. TAK Agro was also handling logistics, thereby making it easy to perfect the fraud in collaboration with others in the government agencies. The shortage was calculated in billions of naira, and memos would then be raised to the federal government, which would make payment. Furthermore, the quality of fertilizers being blended was described as low. It contained high kaolin, sand, and low percentage of nitrogen, MOP and DAP, and was being packaged into bags without proper scaling, making the content below the recommended and inscribed 50 kg. Most of the fertilizer bags were said to be between 40 and 45 kg. Additionally, the corporates reportedly supplied fertilizer at 7,500 naira per bag under the Anchor Borrowers Program instead of the agreed 5,500 naira. This was made possible because of the connivance of the central bank's Anchor Borrowers Program department, making it possible for the diversion of funds into private pockets. This reportedly went even though the ABP was a loan to farmers who were expected to back down after harvest. However, ATU in a statement released in August in Lagos 2020, in August 2020, described the allegation as baseless. There is no way this could have been possible given that 300 billion naira is the equivalent of $783 million at the exchange rate of 381 or 183 million at the exchange of the rate of 383 naira to $1 or $923 billion if we use the base rate of 325 to the $1 as was the case in 2017. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.